Good morning, Zara.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Avni. What are you drinking? Okay. Muskan. Good morning, Divyata.
Good morning, ma'am.
Great. Where are your other two friends? Where's Meet and Krishna?
Lost in Japan.
Okay. So did you all read yesterday the lesson, whatever we had done? Differences between product services and the meaning of pricing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Okay, great. Today I'm going to start with objectives of pricing. Okay. Just a little recap for 2 minutes. We'll wait before they come in. Okay. And then we can start. If they don't, then I'm going to continue with objectives. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Divyata, can you tell me two differences between products and services?
The basis of distinction is tangibility.
Okay.
So product can be felt and seen, but services cannot be felt and seen.
Okay.
And ownership in products is transferable, but on the other hand, it is not the same in the service.
Excellent. Zara, can you give me two more differences?
Ma'am, risk of the product can be replaced while that of the service cannot. An inventory can be stored cannot be stored.
Very good. Muskan, can you give me two differences, please?
Ma'am, tangibility is
Tangibility is already said. Pay attention in the class, Muskan.
ma'am, inventory.
That's also said. Where were you when Zara and Divyata were telling the points?
Ma'am, I was here.
Yes, that means you're not listening. Come on, quickly, something else. I want two more points from you.
Ma'am,
Quality risk is there.
inseparability of buyer and seller.
Yes, inseparability of buyer and seller is where?
Good morning,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
in product.
Good morning, me. Come
Sorry,
on.
ma'am, I'm late.
Ma'am, I can tell.
Yes, I'm waiting. I want to start, I said, with objectives. I'm waiting for you. Come on.
In product, it is full separable. And in services, it is not separatable. Remote
Correct.
transactions are not possible in services.
Excellent. Very, very good. Avni, can you tell me 2 points?
Ma'am, perishability, they are durable and they are usually perishable.
Okay.
Then
So which is
brand,
perishable? Product is perishable or service is perishable?
service is perishable.
Excellent. Very, very good. One
Then
more difference.
brand, main strategy is product marketing and products, and people are equally important in service.
Very, very good. Neet, can you give me 2 more points? Since you've just joined in late, we were discussing differences between products and services. I was just doing a little recap.
Ma'am, brand.
Brand was
Main
already
strategy.
said. Something else? Some
Risk.
other points which have not been said. Quickly.
I don't know which I said. Point late.
You came in late. You can talk about customization. Where is customization possible in service or in product?
Service.
Service customization is possible. Where is risk higher in product or in service?
Product.
Product risk is higher, but products are durable. We can store the products. We can replace the products. So where will the risk be higher?
Service.
Service, sir. Service, the risk is much higher. Krishna, welcome. Good morning. Is Krishna there? I think I have admitted him. He's on mute. Please unmute yourselves.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Excellent. Okay, so I'm starting with, since you missed out on yesterday's class, we had completed the differences between products and services, and I had introduced pricing. Okay, so I'm going to start with the objectives of pricing. Can one of you please tell me what is pricing before I go on to the objectives of pricing? Anyone can just define pricing for me?
It denotes the money value of the product.
It denotes the, or we can say it is the exchange value which we are going to pay for a product to buy it, in simple language. And why is pricing a difficult activity? I discussed that. Today, the important pointers I'm going to do is objectives of pricing. This also comes as a long question of 5 marks. Okay. Explain the objectives of pricing and define pricing. Okay. The first important part which I'm going to explain is target rate of return. So please follow this a little carefully. Okay. An illustration on target rate of return. Now, what is a target rate of return? What is the meaning of return? In your language, what do you understand? What is return?
Back something.
Yes, sorry.
To take back something.
To pay back something. Now, if I am investing capital in a business, obviously I want some target I'll set that this much return I should get back. Yes or no? Otherwise, what is the use of putting so much of capital in the business? Right? So, target rate means the business is going to target a certain amount of return which it wants from the business. For that, he has to price the object, or he has to decide the pricing of the product in a correct manner, that much target return he gets. Okay, let's take this example. I think it will be clear what I'm trying to say. A company has a total investment of 50 lakh rupees. Okay, when a company has an investment of 50 lakh rupees, this is the capital which it is putting in. Okay, it seeks to earn 30% before tax, the return on investment. So before paying taxes, how much return the company wants? 30%. How many units it is selling? It is expecting to sell 20,000 units, and the total cost per unit is how much? Rupees 50. So
50.
this particular company has manufactured how many units of a product? 20,000 units. Say it's into a garment factory. So 20,000 units of whatever garments it's making. And how much is the cost per unit in making one garment? 50 rupees. So the total cost of production would be 20,000 into 50, that is 10 lakh rupees. This much is clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, how much return is he expecting? 30%. On what is the
50%.
capital employed? 50 lakh.
50 lakh.
So 30% of 50 lakh, the return which this company wants is how much? 15 lakh rupees.
Yes.
Here 30 upon 100 into 50 lakh. So this company is expecting a return of 15 lakh. So it has to target the total sales revenue at 25 lakh rupees. So at what price what is the price he should allocate to sell the product? Okay, his target is 25 lakh, right? How many units has he produced?
20,000.
20,000. So that means he should sell this particular product at 25 lakh divided by 20,000. That is the target sales revenue by the total number of units. So he should sell his product at what cost? 125 rupees.
I'm not understanding.
You're not understanding. Okay, let's again start from the beginning. Please, let's quickly go back. Follow carefully, Muskan. A company has a total investment of 50 lakh rupees. 50 lakh is what? It is the capital employed. Okay? Okay, Muskan, I hope I'm being clear to you. Yeah. Now, what is the return the company is expecting? 30%. 30% the company is expecting on how much? On the 50 lakh capital which the company has put. Company has put 50 lakh capital and it is expecting a return of how much? 30%. So 30% of 50 lakh. The return which the company wants is 15 lakh rupees. This much is clear?
Mom, the company wants 50 lakh rupees.
Company has invested 50 lakh. 50 lakh is the capital of the company. Company is not wanting 50 lakh. Company wants a return of 30% on 50 lakh. Okay,
And
company
from
is
the 50 lakhs,
it wants a return of 30%. 30 upon 100 of 50 lakh. So 15 lakh is the return the company is expecting to get. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
And what is the company selling? Company is selling 20,000 units at 50 rupees per unit. One unit's cost is 50 rupees. How many units the company is selling?
20,000.
20,000. That means its actual cost that it is going to spend on the cost of production is 20,000 into 50. That is 10 lakh rupees. Correct? So that means the total revenue which is generated from the sales should be 25 lakh. 10 lakh, the cost of production plus the return expected 15 lakh. That is 25 lakh. Right?
Okay.
Now from this 25 lakh, okay, if I divide the number of units, that is 20,000, I will know the price the company should set for the product. So the company should set a price of 125 rupees if the cost incurred by the company is 50 rupees. Is it being clear?
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
So first objective of pricing is target rate of return.
Ma'am, these types of sums will come in exam.
No, no sums will not come. This is an illustration given to make you understand that how target rate of return is taking place.
Yes.
Even, ma'am, when we are explaining this point, we can do this.
You can give an example like this. Correct. Okay. Now let's quickly go to the objectives. I'm going to go one by one so that it becomes clearer to you. I hope the illustration is clear, everyone.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now we come to the different objectives of pricing. The first one is target rate of return, and there's nothing to get afraid about because the same illustration is also in your book. I've taken the illustration from the textbook. It's on page number 17. Okay. An adequate return on investment or net sales is an important pricing object. Pricing focuses on achieving a target rate on investment too. Manufacturing companies, they manage pricing in order to achieve a specific return on investment in manufacturing, research, development, establishment, and commercialization. So now they have to fix how much target rate of return they are wanting from the business. Okay. Remember, this kind of target rate of return is an important long-term objective because it does not lead to any kinds of public criticism. The rate of return can be used to compare and evaluate the performance of different products. See, if I'm going to fix a rate of return, I will know how much return I'm getting from every product I'm selling in the market.
Yes.
Right? So it becomes easy to compare different products for the company. The company can understand which product is doing well and which product is not doing well in the market. Correct? Another important part is here, it also provides a measure of restraint and a guideline for judging improvement in a new product line. That means if it feels that a particular product is not yielding good return, then what it is going to do? It is going to change the product or is going to make some changes in the product line. Right? These are the advantages of achieving a target rate of return on investment. But this kind of a target rate of return will not be advisable for the company in the long run. What can be the reason for it? Why is it not very advisable or not feasible for the industries to do? Some firms may attempt to achieve this target rate of return in the short run. For a short period of time, it's very good. But in the long run, it might not be very profitable. Why so? Can anyone try? Any idea? Can I always fix a target rate of return for the product? I might not be able to yield only that much of profit from the product later on. Yes or no? Sometimes, as I told you, a product goes through different stages. It has a product life cycle in the market. There will be certain stages when the product will not be able to yield that kind of return. So in the long run, we cannot set a target rate of return for the product. We generally set a percentage markup on the sales that would be sufficient to cover up the operating costs and the desired profit. The rate of profit would remain the same, but the amount of profits would vary with the number of units sold. Okay, that means if I'm trying to keep a target rate of return always fixed, the number of units are never same for any company. Sometimes the company is producing 20,000 units. Sometimes it may produce 30,000 units. Sometimes it may produce only 5,000 units. So if I try to all the time mark a target rate of return, the profit yielded will never be same because it will depend on the number of units which I am producing. Clear? Is the first point being clear to everyone? What is target rate of return?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Krishna, can you tell me what is target rate of return? Just in a simple line, one line, what you understood? Krishna? Meet, anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm asking what is target rate of return in one line? Can any of you add one line and just explain it to me? What you understood? So long I've been explaining one point to you. At least something you must have understood, right? Anyone can try? Meet? Divyata?
Target rate of return
Yes.
is a price estimated according to the capital invested in a product, in the manufacturing of a product.
Correct. So in simple language, it is nothing but if we are investing a capital, there is a certain amount of return which I'm expecting from the capital. That is nothing but pricing. Okay. Second important objective I'm going to talk about is stabilization of price or price stability. Pricing should always have the objective in stabilizing the price of a product. What is stability? What do you understand by the term stability?
Balance.
Balance. Some organizations may set their price objective in order to maintain or stabilize price and to prevent any kind of market uncertainties. If a firm is trying to stabilize the price, it's trying to maintain a particular price level, there will be very less price fluctuations. Can I say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If there are less price fluctuations, you can also avoid price wars, because see, whatever price you are setting in the market, competitors are going to try to set the prices on those lines. Yes. So the aim is to live and let live. Everyone wants to survive in the market. No one wants monopoly here, that one firm will have very low prices and all other firms will have high prices. If that happens, you cannot maintain price stability. So every firm will try to maintain a certain level of price so that everyone can live and sustain in the market. Okay. This goal is used in an industry which is having a very few firms, especially in an oligopolistic situation. What happens? Please understand. Here, one firm is very big. Okay, it's like following the leader. And all other firms are small. In an oligopolistic situation, you have one firm very big. All other firms are small. When such a situation takes place, no firm is willing to cut its price for fear of retaliation by other firms. No one wants to cut the price, because if one firm is going to cut the price, automatically all other firms are going to get angry, because they are not being able to maintain that kind of price. There will be a retaliation by them. Yes or no? Let's take a simple situation in our own household. If you have, say, maids living in a society, one maid is willing to work at low income and all other maids are charging a little high income, will she be able to sustain them?
No, ma'am.
No, because everyone will start getting angry on her why she is charging less. Okay, the same scenario is there in the market here. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am,
I'm listening. Tell me
I'm not understanding the first line.
which one.
In
A
the
firm seeks
subject
to
of
which
yes.
price
A
stability
firm
you're
seeks
talking.
to cut. Yes, ma'am.
Price stability, na? That is the one you're telling me. Okay.
Yes.
Here it says a firm seeks to cut or eliminate cyclical price fluctuations and to avoid price war. See, no firm wants to get into a price war. So it will not try to reduce its price that other prices cannot maintain. All the firms in the market will try to stabilize and follow the same kind of price. In simple language, it is that. Clear, Muskan? Okay.
Yes.
All firms try to avoid price wars. In order to avoid fluctuations, they may even forego maximizing profits during a particular period of scarce supply. So sometimes they have the chance to maximize their profits by reducing the price, but they don't do that so that they can remain in the market with all the other firms. This objective is followed in case of products which are vulnerable to price wars as they are advertised at the national level. Price stability helps in planned and regular production in the long run. So obviously it does create a kind of rigidity in pricing because all the firms are trying to maintain the same kind of price. But at the same time, it is allowing everyone to be in the market. It's not eliminating anyone out of the market. I hope the points are being clear, children.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any difficulty with target rate of return on price stability? I'm clear with it. Then I'll go to the third point.
Yes, ma'am.
Zara, are you understanding?
Ma'am.
Okay. Then we come to meet or prevent competition. The third point. Okay. This says,
Ma'am, it's the fourth point in our book.
in your book is what is the third?
Market share.
Market share. Okay. Then we do market share first. Okay. Market share. Share means what? What is the meaning of having a share in the market?
Having a portion of a thing.
Okay. Capturing the market. Here, market share means capturing the
Contribution.
market. Being a part of the market where people are willing to buy goods from you. Remember, what's a target market? It's a market. It is nothing where the buyers and sellers are the people who are constituting the target market, right? They are the ones who are selling the goods and services. So every firm wants to be a part of this market. It wants to capture a share in the market. Okay, how does it do it? Market share or the sales of a firm in relation to those of the competitors is a very meaningful mark for measuring the market position or success. This pricing objective is followed by operating in an expanding market. As your product is growing in the market, as your product is selling more and more in the market, you are going to be able to expand the market. You are going to be able to capture a share in the market. Okay. So what is it saying here? It is saying that when the market has a potential for growth over earning a reasonable return on investment, it may be declining if the market share is maintained. Therefore, maintaining or improving the market share is a more worthwhile objective in growing market. So at times, what happens is sometimes you want a very high return on investment. You are expecting a high return on investment, but to capture the market, to remain in the market for a long point of time, you might not increase your price or you might not decrease your price. You will try to keep the price in such a way that you can capture the market and remain there for a long period of time. Clear, everyone? Okay.
But you said that.
One second. I'll just give you one example, Muskan, then I'll come back to you. A firm manufacturing refrigerators, washing machines, etc., reduces prices to capture a larger share of the growing demand in India. Tell me now, Muskan, what you were saying.
You said on price stability that all the firms try to stabilize the prices.
Correct.
Then how in the market where you're saying that
because that's another
we have to
important
set up-
objective. Correct. What you're saying is absolutely true. Both the objectives are different. When we want price stability, and see, this is one objective of the firm. Firm is trying to, whenever a firm wants to be with the other competitors in the market, that time it's going to stabilize its prices. But when it wants to capture the market, when it wants to enter a market so that it stays in the market for a long period of time, that is the time it will try to cut down its prices so that it penetrates into the market. It is able to sustain and stay in the market. Understood?
So, ma'am, other firms will not defend the.
Yes, the firms, see, whenever one particular firm is trying to reduce the price, then other firms will also try to cut down their prices. Sometimes everything always has a launch. Sometimes there are new products in the market, which no one knows of. They want to, initially they are a new brand, a new company. People are not aware of the brand. So to enter the market, they are going to start penetrating into the market by lowering their price of goods. And then once they grow in the market, to maintain the share, they will assume price stability. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely clear?
So then when they completely enter in the market, they will raise their prices and then
They will rise their prices. True, true. So it will again depend on the market situation at that time. So see, every particular company is going to have a different pricing strategy. No two companies can have same pricing strategy when they're entering the market. Some may have skimming the price when you're going for very high priced goods like diamonds. You can't start with low price, can you?
No.
Yes.
No. So that becomes skimming the cream, means you're going to start only with high pricing. You're targeting a rich audience. Okay?
Yes.
Great. Then we go to the next point. Krishna, are you there in the class or you're sleeping?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm there.
Then we come to meet competition. The objective of pricing is to meet the competition in the market. Now, obviously, there is a big competition in the market. In highly competitive market, every firm wants to sustain and meet the competition. Under this objective, organization sets the prevailing market price. It is important to meet the competition in the market. So when you are entering a competitive market where there are many competitors, you will obviously try to enter into competition with them. So for that, to enter into competition, you will try to lower the price, and to stay in competition with them, you will try to sustain your price in the market. In a market characterized by cutthroat competition. What is cutthroat competition? There is high competition in the market. That's called cutthroat competition. Okay. The firms take pricing decisions to meet the present scenario. An established firm may cut prices drastically to prevent competitors from entering the market. Say you want to have a monopoly, you want to rise amongst the other competitors. At that time, you will have no other choice but to cut down the prices. Some firms match competitors' price to maintain the status quo within the industry, which I said. That if you want to be amongst all the other competitors, you're going to try to maintain the price at that particular level. This objective can generally be adopted by introducing a new product. Sometimes a company adopts below cost pricing to fight competition. Sometimes what happens, there are many competitors in the market. All of them have put, say, 10 rupees for a unit of a product. This particular firm, it wants to enter into competition with all of them. What should be its strategy? You tell me. Suppose there is a market which has 8 or 10 competitors. All of them are having a price range of 10 and 12 rupees. What you should do to enter the market?
I will lower the price.
Excellent. You are going to immediately lower the price to enter the market. Say you are going to put it at 8 rupees. But you are going to find it very difficult to sustain in the long run. Why so, Divyata?
Because there would be fluctuation in price.
More so, you are trying to produce the good at lesser than the cost of production. You are incurring 9 rupees as your production cost. You are trying to sell the product at 8 rupees in the market. For how long are you going to be able to sustain? At a time will come when you'll have to increase your price if you want profits in future.
When the brand gets established, then I can raise the price of the product.
Right. So that's just what is going to happen. I hope I'm being absolutely clear with my pointers. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we come to another important point, that is to maximize profits. Yes, Krishna, tell me. I'm listening.
Ma'am,
Tell me, tell me.
ma'am, can you start the slideshow because I'm not able to see it properly.
You're not being able to see it properly. Okay, 1 minute. Just 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
Try to zoom in or zoom out.
But the screen is cutting then.
Mm.
Okay, 1
Then
minute.
change your phone.
I'll just quickly finish maximizing profit, then I'll show you all of them once. Okay, just last point is left. Let me just quickly finish this. Okay, one of the anyways, I have just written two liners of them. The main content is in your textbook. The notes are there. Okay, I have also sent one worksheet to you. Okay, Muskan,
Yes,
you raised your hand. You had a question to ask me. Yes, Muskan, tell me. Then why did you raise hand? Okay.
By mistake.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then is profit maximization. Okay. One of the important objectives of pricing is to maximize profit. Obviously, every firm wants to maximize its profits. It is a very important objective of pricing. And how it's going to maximize profits? Okay. Firm pursuing this objective tries to earn as much money as possible. Small and little firms may try to change as much price as their customer can bear. The little firms and the ones who are not very big brands, they will try to maintain the price according to the needs of the customer. Okay. Due to high profits, new entrepreneurs will be attracted into the industry and prices will come down in the long run. Traditionally, profit maximization is considered to be an objective of pricing. But maximization of profit may not always be a pragmatic approach. Pragmatic means it will not always be a very, very practical approach. Maximization of profit may not be a pragmatic approach due to cutthroat competition and growing focus on social obligations of business. So every firm definitely tries to maximize its profit and will try to put the profits according to whose needs, according to the needs of the customers, right? But a time will come that if they want to survive in the long run, they will have to follow the prices which are actually existing in the competitive market so that they can make profits in the long run and maximize them. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you need to ask me and you're not understanding? Okay. Just 1 minute. Just a second. Am I being clear? Krishna, are you being able to
Yes,
see
ma'am.
that now? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll just go on to pricing and I'll show it to you once more. Okay, so once more, we are just quickly doing a nutshell of the objectives of pricing. We just have 5 minutes before the lesson ends. Number one, as we did, was achieving target rate of return on investment. I showed you with the example that pricing should focus on achieving a target rate on investment of the capital. Okay. Second point we did was stabilization of prices, that prices should have the objective of stabilizing the price of the product. Some organizations can set their pricing objective in order to maintain or stabilize the price and prevent them from uncertainties. Then we did about maintaining a market share. Market share is really a meaningful measure for the success of a firm. A market share price objective can either be to maintain the market share, to sometimes increase it, or sometimes decrease it. The company uses it as an input to enjoy a target market share. Okay. Then we did about meeting competition. The objective of pricing here is to meet competition in the market. Now there is a big competition in highly competitive market. Okay, some organizations can seek or meet competition very easily. That's also I have explained to you how we can meet competition and how we can prevent it. And of course, some firms, they may try to make changes in the price of the product to suit the needs of the customer, but these are generally done by small and little firms. But moment you get into the long run, you will have to set the prices according to the price of the competitors so that you can maximize your profits in the. So I'm going to conclude. Now tell me any more pointers. You are finding any difficulty with the chapter?
No, ma'am.
Clear? Okay.
Ma'am, the diagram which is given, we have to draw that in our answer.
Which diagram, Agni?
Ma'am, on page number 18.
No, you don't need.
Objective of marketing.
No. Generally, it will come as explain any 5 objectives of pricing. So you will write those 5 key pointers, the way we highlight as we do features. Now you have become all trained. All class 9, you all have written many answers. Okay. So 5 important pointers, and then you're going to explain them in as key points and write the answer down. Clear?
Diagram is not necessary.
Diagram is not necessary. Okay. So to summarize, what are the things we did? I'm going to just quickly summarize. We did marketing, that it is a process of satisfying wants of customers. We have already given you the definitions of William Stanton, right? Then we know the features we did of which is customer oriented, goal oriented, integrated. We did the objectives of marketing. Importance and features you can read up, but give a lot of stress on the objectives. Objectives are very, very important in this chapter. Then we did marketing is wider than selling. The differences between marketing and selling, very important. Difference between what is a product, what is a service, differences between them. What is pricing and the objectives of pricing. I hope I'm absolutely clear with the lesson. Anyone has any questions to ask? Anyone? Sure.
ma'am.
We have only 2 minutes left. So if you have anything to ask me, you can ask me now.
Ma'am, we can start the question answers of chapter 2.
You will start with, yes, that's a good thing you've reminded me. Go to page 18.
Ma'am,
Yes, tell me, Krishna, I'm listening.
ma'am, can I submit my notebook a little late?
Late means what? The way you're saying as if I'm taking notebooks now. When school reopens, that time I'll
No,
be.
ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, because
Actually,
I
he is
can't
in
go back to
Thane.
Pune till the time it's locked down.
Okay. Don't get worried. You start writing the answers in the notebook, in your sure book, and then we will see how and when I'm going to take them for checking. Okay. But start practicing now. Don't be laid back. Remember, you are in grade 10. And once school reopens,
Yes, ma'am.
you'll be in full flow and there'll be lots to do. So it shouldn't be that, and now we have not even started with final accounts and those parts where you will need a lot of solving of questions. So these are the easier chapters. Do them well. The first 2, 3 are very easy. There's nothing much, very difficulty level is not much in them, right? So please solve them out because you have lots of time now in the house. Your whole day school is also
Yes, ma'am.
not functioning. So please take that time out and write them. Okay.
Some questions.
Yes. Short questions. Marketing is very important. From question 1 to question 9. I'm giving you homework now. Please complete that. Question 1 to question 9. All. Okay. And long questions, you can try 1, very important, and do 6 and 7. 1, 6, and 7. Sorry,
All
1.
the questions came from the board.
Yes. 1, 3, 6, 7 for long questions and short questions all. Okay. Clear? I'm expecting this time difference between product and service will come because it has not come in the last year's paper. So this is your long question I'm expecting from marketing. Last time objectives of marketing has come in 2020. Okay.